Hello, my friends. Happy Tuesday. You're crafting live with Ashley Falco on the Maker's Gonna Learn channel today. I am so excited to be here all by myself. My goodness, I am not going to have a co-host today. Maker's Gonna Learn and Tanner Bell trust me enough to host on their channel. So excited for this to be the very first crafting live with me. And today we are going to be making something really cool, and that is going to be a koozie. Is that what this is called? Like a can koozie, a can cooler thing. And we are going to be weeding HTV using one of the Maker's Gonna Learn brand new tools that they have. It is going to be so good. Who is excited to be crafting live with me today? Just saying. I feel so honored to be here with you today. I do have my own YouTube channel, but Maker's Gonna Learn and Tanner Bell asked me if I would do some crafting with you all, and I said yes because I cannot get enough of you all. So welcome, happy Tuesday. Did I say good morning? It is now afternoon for me, but I have been on some sort of Zoom call or something like that since 10 o'clock today. So it's been a little wild for me. Hello, Brenda. Hello, Ellie. Oh my gosh, the chat is flowing. I cannot keep up. Laura, Monica, I did just see you on a coaching call. So hello, welcome back. Awesome. So today what we are going to be doing is we are going to be making a can cooler. We are going to be using one of Maker's Gonna Learn brand new tools that they have. We are going to be using HTV for today's project. Now, if you know anything about me, you do know that HTV or vinyl is not my friend. I would say that we are mortal enemies. However, I did create this. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to recreate this again. And you can also, I would just like to preface this. If you're like me and you're like, I don't really like HTV or vinyl, you know what I would do differently is I would use my sublimation printer or my white toner printer or a DTF printer if you have one, because come on, friends, weeding vinyl is not fun for me. And if it's not fun for you, that's a way that you can do this differently. Okay. So the great thing about crafting is that we can make the same thing several different ways. And I am going to choose to do vinyl HTV and using a Cricut, but you could use a sublimation printer, a white toner printer, a DTF printer. The world is your oyster. So use what you have in your craft room. The star of the show here is going to be turning a picture into a line drawing like this using the Maker's Gonna Learn tools. Okay, how many of you all are using the new tools that Maker's Gonna Learn has? We got a lot. We got a lot. I sure hope you are. I'm fairly certain that over the weekend, everyone was using it so often that you were breaking it because I was having troubles creating my own images as well. So that's the fun part about this. All right. So first things first, what we are going to do is we are going to head over into the Maker's Going to Learn website. So let me go into here just to verify that you are where we say we need to be. Yep. Awesome. Okay. So over in the Maker's Gonna Learn website, in order to access your new tools, what you want to do is come over here into your dashboard. Then what you're going to do is up here, you're going to see this MGL design tool. So what you're going to do is you are going to open up the new tools. And this is where we are going to turn an SVG file into, or I'm sorry, we're going to turn a picture into an SVG file. And let me just airdrop this picture to my computer because this is the one that I have been using. Now, the great thing about this is that you can, hold on one second, craft room computer. Okay, I'm airdropping a picture to me. I found this picture, if you all can see it, I found this picture online. What you can do is, I don't have an animal or a pet here in my classroom or in my life, so I had to find a picture of a dog, an animal online. However, what you could do is you could be using your own pet picture here, okay? So grab a pet picture, all right, any pet picture. The world is your oyster, okay? All I want you to do is make sure that it is in somewhere accessible to your computer because we are going to utilize that. All right. So the great thing, and this is what we're going to do today, is we are going to turn that picture that I just showed you into a SVG file. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here to add in the reference picture. And this is where you are going to select that picture that you want to use, any picture. Honestly, you could do this with a face as well. So if you didn't want to use a dog or an animal, you totally can use just a face. Maybe it looks a little different, but just you want to put in the whatever picture. Okay, we're going to press open. Now I have gone ahead, I've done a lot of research on this prompt that I wanted to use. So let me pull up on my other computer the prompt that we're going to use for this, because I'm not good at doing prompts. Can anyone else agree with me on the fact that we are not good prompt writers? I did not ever realize that my ability to do, I don't lack in abilities to do a lot of things. Okay. I have to say, I'm fairly confident on the things that I can do. The one thing that I have discovered that I'm not very good at is putting in a dang prompt into any type of, if I have to put something in, my brain freezes. I don't know how to be descriptive. I don't know how to write things. So I actually went into Chat GBT and I kind of like gave it some things that I was thinking and some inspo pics, and they gave me this prompt. So I have made this prompt. I am not good at a prompt either. Okay, I'm so glad I'm not alone. So glad I'm not alone on this one. There was a question. Do you need to join a certain membership to use all the tools? Nancy, I'm fairly certain you have to be lifetime in order to join to get these tools. I'm fairly certain that's the case. You know, I did not get that information. That would probably have been really good information that they should have given me. But I'm fairly certain you have to be lifetime in order to access these tools. Okay, so I have still mastering the prompts myself. Olivia, I'm so thankful that I am not alone, because I'm telling you right now. Whew. All right, so the prompt that I'm going to use for this, and it's something that I've been testing and testing and testing. We should be good to go. Okay, I'm going to put in this little chat box in the bottom. Convert this. Can I copy and paste? Can I copy this so I don't have to type it out? Paste. Nope. Won't work. Okay, fine. Convert this photo into a hand-drawn pen line art portrait of the dog. If you're using a cat, if you're using a human, maybe put that in here. I've not tried to use it for a cat or anything else. VAR drawn. Wow. Okay, there we go. Portrait of a dog. Okay, then what we're going to do is we are going to do single color line work only. No solid fills, no gray scale, no photo texture. We are saying a lot of no's in here. Okay, then we're going to use short directional strokes to suggest fur, shadow, and volume. Oh, what is going on? Hold on. We are jumping around here. We ain't never going to get done. I have to redo this. Line work only. I'm just going to redo this. Sorry, friends. Let's see here. Convert this photo into a hand drawn pen line art portrait of the dog. Single color line work only. No solid fills, no gray scale, no photo texture. Yeah. Okay. Use short directional strokes to suggest fur, shadow, and volume. Keep the exact facial structure, ear shape, eye placement, and expression from the photo, so it still clearly reads as the specific dog. Plain white background, no border, no frame, no text. We're almost done. Black lines on white, maximum contrast, no gray tones, no soft edges. My goodness, I probably would have never been able to think of this. Thank goodness that we have other AI tools that help us figure out what the prompt is, because my gosh, I would have never gotten there. So to reread the prompt out loud for anyone else that wants to recreate this, okay? The prompt is convert this photo into a hand-drawn pen line art portrait of the dog. Single color line work only, no solid fills, no grayscale, no photo texture. Use short directional strokes to suggest fur, shadow, and volume. Keep the exact facial structures, ear shape, and eye placement and expression from the photo so it clearly reads as this specific dog. Plain white background, no border, no frame, no text. Black lines on white, maximum contrast, no gray tones, no soft edges. Okay. Tiger Lily, wow, that's a lot of info. It is a lot of info, but for me, one thing that I was struggling with when I was trying to give it my own prompts is that it was giving me things that I did not want, like at all. And I was like, wait, what are we doing? So then I went into Chat GBT and I was like, this is what I'm looking for. And it gave me this. I've been using this and it seems to work perfectly. Okay, so I'm going to put generate my SVG and we're just going to wait for this to get done generating. Okay, now while we wait, we'll just go back to chatting until it's done. It's done doing its generate. Is anyone else doing this project with me? Or are you watching me do it and then you're going to do it later? What's the vibe in the room today? What's the vibe? Wow, I would never have thought about putting all of that in there, right? Me neither. So my goodness, I'm thankful that we have other things that help us figure out prompts. I honestly thought that I was good at everything until I met a prompt. And then I was like, oh, turns out I am not good at anything. Can I put it in the comments? Ooh, here, let me see. Let me see if I can copy it from here. That's actually a good question. Can I copy this and paste it here? Yay, I think I did it. I think I did it. Did everyone get that? That's my prompt. Did everyone get that? Hopefully you did. I'm a new to this whole vibe. I'm new. Okay, so if you're met with something that looks like this, the image generation is temporary unavailable. This is what I was getting all weekend. And all I kept doing was generate my SVG and eventually it'll pop up. So if you're like me and you're getting stuck with this, I don't know what it is, but it would tell me that it wasn't working. And then I would just press generate SVG. And then it finally, eventually it did pop up of like, okay, it works. So we'll just like we'll let it go. We'll let it go a little bit more. I'm watching because I tried this the other day and couldn't figure out how to get it looking right. Tiger Lily, I'm so glad you are here because I mean, I think really the prompt is the most important thing here is making sure that you get the line drawing. And then the little hack that I'm going to show you, if you're choosing to do HTV, the hack that you need to make your HTV actually readable and cuttable is where it's at. Okay. All right. We're going to do Diet Coke break. All right. We're going to generate. I promise, my friends, sometimes it just takes a little bit of coaxing. Tanner is in Spain. He went to Spain on Saturday and he's technically off and I was bugging him was bugging him all weekend, like, yo, this is broken. It's not working. He's like, just keep pressing the button. So I was bugging him. Prop cut off on the shadow. Can you post the rest of the ending, please? Okay. I'm going to quit screen sharing for a second. And then we'll go back to here and I will do end of shadow. Okay. I'll copy this and place it into here. All right. So apparently that came into 2 different comments, but that's okay. That's okay. Okay. All right. We're back. We're here. It worked. So if you're like me and you get it didn't work, it works now. So you just have to keep pressing that convert SVG and then it will eventually pop up for you. Now you do see that there is this like black, or I'm sorry, you have the black lines, you have a white background, and then you also have gray. We're going to take that and we're going to get rid of it when we are in Cricut Design Space. So I honestly, and like down here at the very bottom, it could say like remove background or remove this or whatever. At that point in time, what was happening to me is I was starting to get that error message, and I was like, you know what? We're moving on. Okay, we're going to move on to something that's less frustrating, and we are going to just start crafting. That's where I love to be. The coolest part about all of this is we are 2 steps away from crafting. So taking this, let's do a side-by-side comparison. That's what I did want to show you. Look at this. So this is a screenshot I found. My next dog, I just want everyone to be very aware. If I get another dog, it is going to be a French bulldog, a long-haired French bulldog, something that looks like this. Okay. They are so cute. I love them. I want one, but I don't know if I really want one, but that's the dog I'm going to get. Can't imagine another dog unless it's a Bernese mountain dog. Those guys are so pretty. But they shed terribly. And that's what's my drawback there. But anyway, going on. The left is going to be the screenshot. The right is going to be the SVG file. And my gosh, do they look so good, so cute, so adorable. I know and it looks like the dog. Like the dog on the right looks like the dog on the left. I've never been able to do this before. So these tools that Maker's going to learn how to, A+. A+ to Courtney because she's the one who helped put this all together. Absolutely amazing. Okay, so what you want to do now is you want to download your SVG file. Now you can use this SVG file. Obviously, we're going to use it in our Cricuts, but you can also use it in your laser cutter engraver if you have one. If you have the UV printer, you can UV print this as well. So you can utilize an SVG file in a lot more things than just your Cricut. But we are going to be using our Cricut for today's project. So what you're going to do is you're going to open up your Cricut. And then what we're going to do is we are just going to add in a blank canvas. Okay. I am going to connect to I was using my Maker 4 yesterday, but I need to use my Explorer 5. So I am going to just connect to my Explorer 5 just so I don't forget later. Awesome. We are connected. We are moving and grooving. All right. Now what we're going to do is we are going to upload our SVG file. So we are going to press upload, and then we are going to upload image. And you are going to find that SVG file that we just downloaded, and you're going to drag and drop it into Cricut Design Space. It did an amazing job. No, Olivia, it really did do an amazing job. So good, so realistic. Okay, we are going to press continue. And at this point in time, what I would love for you to do is rename your project. This is really going to be beneficial for you for later purposes, not so much today. But let's say that, in a year from now, you wanted to search up your dog's line picture. And you would put in the search bar for images, like, let's say that this guy's name is Frenchie. And you're like, Frenchie line drawing. It's never going to pop up unless you put in generated images, then it will pop up because that's what you name it. So this is going to help you for later projects, not so much for today, but it's just an extra step. So let's just we're going to call him Frenchie line drawing. All right. If your dog's name is Penelope, put Penelope line drawing, something that you will remember how to search for it in a few years when you're like, oh, I remember doing that line drawing and I want to do it again. Which one should I do, or how do I search for this? So just put in there uh, whatever you know that you're going to be able to search for later. Okay. Generated image is not going to be the thing that you're going to be searching for. All right. Let me just shut this box down. Okay. This SVG file comes in large and in charge, which is wonderful because that means it's a very, very good SVG file, but it's going to be a little bit too big to cut this on the Explorer 5. So we are going to need to make it a little bit smaller. But before we do, what I want to show you is over here on the right-hand side, you're going to see this like carrot. It looks like an arrow, but I call it a carrot. And we're going to open up the carrot. And there's going to be two different, sometimes when I do this, I was getting 3 layers. This time I only got 2 layers. Okay, let me just show you what yesterday's, I cut this out yesterday. So over here in my uploads, we're going to get this one right here. If you open this up, you can see, ooh, I got more than 2 layers. So depending on your picture or the day that it wanted to generate, you may get more of your lines and stuff. What I want you to do, we're going to go back here to the right one, is I want to delete the one. If we hide it, see how if we hide this, I still get the integrity of the actual dog itself, right? So what I want to do is I actually want to delete this layer, okay? So this is what your finished outline dog is going to look like. Going over to this one, just to show you the difference. This one has multiple layers. So if your image that you generated had multiple layers, then what you want to do is you want to delete every other layer besides the main one that is going to be all your lines. Okay. So we're going to just close all of, I'm going to just hide them. So I'm going to take this eye and I'm just going to hide them out. See this right here? This still looks like that Frenchie. Okay. That's what I want to keep. Everything else that's hidden, you can go ahead and delete. Okay, we don't need to keep all those. All right. So I'm going to delete that. Okay. Now, here is the thing, the little hack that you're going to need if you plan on using HTV for this project. Now, if you are also using a can koozie that is this small, doing a HTV cut that's going to be this small and that intricate would be an absolute nightmare to try and weed. It would cut terribly, it would weed terribly, it would just not be a fun thing. So what you want to do is you want to create an offset for this. Now, a little like an asterisk, we're going to go on a tangent here, is that if you are doing this in sublimation or a DTF or white toner, if you will, UV print, laser engrave, all that jazz, you don't have to create an offset because you're not going to be weeding anything out. This is really going to be specific to the people that are using HTV for today's project, okay? So I'm just going to Command D and duplicate because I want to show you the difference between A and B. You don't have to do this part, okay? But just to show you what the difference is going to look like. So coming over here into my new duplicate, what you want to do is you want to come up here into effects and you want to come here to offset. Now we are going to create a little offset. Okay, all of these blue lines, that is technically going to be your new cut lines. If you were to keep it this thick, your entire face of your dog or whatever you use, I mean, it's going to be really illegible at this point. So you don't want to have a very big offset, but you definitely want it a little larger than what we have. Okay. Now this is going to change the look a little bit on how your file will end up looking to the right, but I will show you where, like, for me, I will show you how it looks. Okay. If I do a 0.028 offset, you can see that the blue line is a little bit thicker, but not that thick. Okay. If I press apply, let me hide this layer, this layer. Okay. This right here is you can see from the left to the right, they both still look like the bulldog that came from the original picture. So let me pull up that original picture for you just so we can do apples to apples. The one on, whoop, hello, why did we do that? Okay. The one on the left with the offset still looks like the picture of the bulldog that I have in the middle, right? Obviously, the one on the right has more detail. However, if you are cutting HTV and you are going to be cutting it this big, you're going to want it to the one on the left because the thicker the lines, the easier to cut and also weed. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're doing this project. If you want to get crazy, you can try doing it on the right, but I'm going to tell you right now, when you get to the weeding part, you're going to get frustrated. And I am all about being frustration free. So one thing that you need to know about me is I'm going to try and make this as least frustrating for you and me as possible. Okay, so trust me on this. You want to do an offset. The littlest offset, the any offset is better. You don't want to do it too big though, because then you won't be able to know what the dog looks like. Okay, so going back to this, I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to delete this one. Okay. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take a fabric measuring tape. Fabric measuring tapes are my best friend. I have hundreds of them. They're amazing. What you want to do at this point is you want to measure your blank. So if you have the same koozie as me, which the link to the koozies that I put in the description, it should be there. But these ones are sublimation capable as well. So if you're doing sublimation instead of HTV, you can use these right here because they're sublimation capable. Love that for everyone. Dual purposes. But what you want to do is you want to measure. Now, these ones can be 4 inches. I think it's 4 inches by 4 inches. So you've got the same ones as me. You don't have to measure. 4 inch by 4 inch. So I'm going to make this 3.5 inches. Actually, we're going to do 3 inches because what I want to do is I want to add in a font. So I'm going to take this, go to size, and we will do the height at 3 inches. Okay. Then let's go back. Sorry, my friends. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we are going to add in an MGL font. Okay. Can you please make yourself bigger? Mine, I cannot make bigger, but after I'm done screen sharing, I will be bigger. But myself, when we're screen sharing, that size that you have of me is as big as you can get it. Otherwise, that's just too much of me. Okay, so let's go back into, we're going to go back into Maker's Gonna Learn, and we are going to find a font. Go into dashboard, go into fonts, and I want a really, really cool font that I'm going to put a text underneath. Ooh, I like this whimsy. Okay, so I'm going to do this whimsy one. We are going to download. So we're going to come over here to the downloads box. And then we'll come up here into our downloads. And we want to just double tap, and we're going to install this font. Okay, this font was called Whimsy. Going back over into Cricut Design Space, this is a fun little thing for you to know. If you click on a text box, and let's just put hello, I'm just going to put hello. If you were to come and try and choose out your font, remember it's called Whimsy, you're going to see that it's not going to pop up here. The reason for that is because we have to do an additional step. We've already been designing within Cricut Design Space, right? So let me come up here and I'm going to save this work. Let's save it. Save. Not save. Save. Save this. Okay, now it's saved. So what you need to do, if you're already designing and then you decide, oh, let me just download a font real quick because I want to choose a new font, right? What you have to do at this point, make sure and save your work, is come up here, and when you go, come up to view and then do a forced reload. What will then happen is it essentially is telling the Cricut, like Cricut Design Space, to fully restart without actually closing out or doing anything. It should reload the project that we just saved. So fingers crossed. Let's see. Eastern Girl Crafting Marie says she wants to see me measure this. So I would love to show you. Hold on one second. Let me come over into here. Yay, you can see me. Okay, so measuring your koozie, we're just going to take our koozie right here, right? And all you want to do is measure from side to side. So for me, it is 4 inches. And then from this right here is technically the bottom. Like if we were to open this up and make this flat, this is how you're in this can, whoop, right here, put it in here. Okay. So this right here, this bottom little lip thing, this, don't measure this because you'll never see it because it goes underneath your can. Okay. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take the second measurement, which is from the bottom of this lip. So this, it's essentially this square. This square right here is what you're measuring. So we are going to measure to the side 4 inches and then measure up the top 4 inches. Mine's a perfect square. Are you going to be able to rewatch this? Yes, Mary, this is going to be a replay. So it will be saved. So you get to watch it for later. Sorry, I'm taking a drink break. I need a little bit of a drink break. Jonah, hello, good morning, afternoon. You are not late. You are just right on time. We have not even begun to craft. We've just been setting everything up. Okay, let me go back into Cricut and we will go back into the screen, and I am still reloading. So let me just exit out of this. Let me just quit out of this and I will open it back up and we'll see what happens. Okay, I saved my work, so I'm going to go back into my stuff. We got the Frenchie Bulldog here, so I'm going to go back to customize. And let's see, this right here, if you were to click on your font and come up here into the Cricut Sans, we're going to go into system because this is a downloaded font from Maker's Gonna Learn. I'm going to add in here Whimsy. And there it is. So it wasn't there earlier, but just by saving our work and doing a forced reload and then a subsequent exit out and come back in, you shouldn't have to do that last step, but clearly that's what happened. You can now search for that Whimsy font that we just downloaded, and now we can click on it. Yay, we got this. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to add in our text. Okay, so I have something really cute that I want to put in here. It says bottoms. It's going to say bottoms up. And then drinks. Oops. Drinks sponsored by. Let me just print this here. Okay. And then we're going to name him Frenchie. Frenchie the dog. Okay. So cute. Now I do want to adjust some of the lettering a little bit. I want the bottoms up to be bigger and larger than the drink sponsored by. And then obviously the Frenchie of the dog is going to be a little bit smaller. So, however, I do want to keep it all the same text. I don't want to mix and match any type of text. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here into, let's see, hold on. Cricut changed everything, and so I have to reacquaint myself. So in order to separate the lines, what you're going to do is you're going to come up here in a format, and we are going to ungroup 2 lines. Okay, what happens here is watch my box. You see my box is one full box of 3 lines. Instead, we are going to click, and then I'm going to have a box of 3 lines. Perfect. Look at that. Ain't that amazing? It's great. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these 2 lines just a little bit smaller. Okay. think I like that. But now I want to make this a little bit smaller to fit with my dog. Just like that. I think this is looking good. What do you think? Are we loving the way that this is looking? I think I like this. I think it's good. Okay. So what I want to do just to see the shape, because like right now, I mean, you can kind of tell what it looks like, but just to give myself like a little idea of how this is going to look. I'm going to insert a shape and insert a square just for right now. And remember that the measurement that we got was a 4x4. So I'm going to change this over to a 4x4 square. Awesome. It's so stinking adorable. Sue knows where it's at. Okay. So I'm going to change this over into, let me do like a light blue just so we can see. Okay. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to take this square and I'm going to move it back, because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of my pieces and I'm going to make it smaller and I'm going to put it inside of my koozie. So think of the blue square as the square that is here. Okay. So just so that you can see, this right here is going to be the square, right? And the blue square that's on the screen is going to be this right here. Okay. So just kind of think of it as like that. All right. So we have this. You can make this larger, smaller. We can make it, we can like squish things around. You even, just an idea, just to make it a little bit different, we even can put this up here. And let's go in here to effects and curve. And we can even curve this a little bit. Just a little. Move this down. Bring this up. And now, because we've done that, we even can make this larger. Ah, okay, which way do we like it? Do we like it option A, which is the very first one where all the lettering was on the bottom? Or do you like it this new way, the option B, where we have some of the lettering on top, curved, and then we have some lettering on the bottom? Which way do you like? Let me know, because whatever way is the way that we are going to cut this out. Okay, so you let me know. I can't wait. Can't wait to see your all's results. Okay. Now, whichever way you do decide here, option B, yay, we got a B, we got a B, we got another B. Whoop, whoop, B, because it's a bit larger. Yes. Okay. So everyone in the comments right now is saying B. I am happy that you say B because I actually like B too. Look at that. There is not one person that likes A. Yay. Okay, so since we've all decided, group has decided that we are doing option B, which is what you see on your screen. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to delete my blue box because we really don't need that. That was just there so we can figure out the sizing, okay? I want you to do is I want you to take all of these pieces, so all the pieces that we have, and I want you to come over here to combined and then unite. Oh, it used to say weld. The weld for some reason was X'd out, but we're going to do unite. I like that. I like that. Okay. So now this right here is going to be one piece. Okay. Then what we're going to do, why did this say combined? The weld is, I don't know, but it's fine. We united it. Good enough. Okay. So my friends, you know what we're ready to do? We are ready to craft. We are ready to create. So what you're going to do is you're going to press make. And then we are going to use a mat for today's project, and we are going to press confirm. So we have just a single HTV decal. If you wanted to make multiples, like if you got this huge pack and you wanted to make multiples, all you would need to do is make multiple project copies. Let's say you wanted to make 10, put in 10 here and then press apply. What happens is the Cricut automatically puts in 10 on the sheet or 10 on your thing, which is great. Okay. I'm only going to make one more. So I'm just going to go down to one and press apply. Now, when it comes to HTV, the most important thing is going to be to mirror your decal. Okay. So do not forget when you are using heat transfer vinyl, HTV, okay, you want to make sure and press this mirror button. Very important that what you see on the screen, if it's not legible to you, that is good. Okay. If you can read it easily, like if you can read it, it looks like normal words to you and you are using HTV, that is bad. Thumbs down. Okay. Just make sure. Just make sure. All right. All right. Once we are done with this, what we are going to do is we are going to press continue, making sure that we are connected to your Cricut. Okay. We're going to come over here into browse all materials and I am going to search for heat transfer vinyl. Press and go. And the one that I am going to use, I know it says matless heat transfer vinyl, but that's the one that I'm going to use. This right here is Caesar Easy Weed. It should be linked in the description as well. I tried to give Lauren all of my supplies that I was going to use. So this is the Caesar Easy Weed heat transfer vinyl. Okay. And I am just going to click on this. I know it says matless, but it worked for me yesterday when I cut and weeded this one out. So it shall work for us again. Fingers crossed. Okay. But this is the setting that I'm using for the Explore Air 5. That's what I'm using. All right. Make sure that you have the fine tip blade into your Cricut. Okay. Should look something like this. All right. I'm just going to close this real quick because what you want to do is you want to take your heat transfer vinyl and you want to put it to the top left corner of your mat. Something that looks like this. Okay. There is a couple questions about what is the difference between group and unite. I have to tell you that I never really used the group. I really never used the group function. And honestly, I never used the word unite either. I always use weld. So I think it's kind of crazy that the weld was grayed out. So there's that. Because I always use weld. I only use combined and then weld is the only two things that I ever use with a Cricut. I have to tell you. Okay, so we got our HTV is in the top left corner right here, right? We are just going to put this into the Cricut and we are going to press the play button. Now with the new machines, the Explorer 5, it will automatically start cutting for you after you put in the mat. So we're just going to press the play button and then it's going to measure the mat, and then it's going to start cutting. Let's see. There's a question. Why did you choose matless? Because that was the only option it gave me was to have matless. There was not a non-matless choice. I think it's very interesting that Cricut for this machine only gave you matless options because that's weird. Oh, one thing to note is that back over here at my other side of my desk, hold on, I have to produce all by myself as well. So got to bear with me here, okay? Nope. We got this. Aha, here we go. Okay. I'm going to be using my X-Tool mini press for this. It's like a little baby heat press. If you have a Cricut mini press, grab that too. Any type of heat press will work. I'm using this one because this project is so easy to use with just the smallest thing. So I'm going to put this all the way up to the highest power setting. Okay. And then we're going to put that in here. And I'm going to take a little drink. All right. Ooh, Olivia, weld is permanent and unite can be undone. That is true. That is true. But I love a good undo button. So I don't know. I never, but see, the thing is though, is I truly, let me go back to, yeah. Nope, nope. Let me go back to here. Nope. Here. Aha, here we go. So many buttons. I got too many buttons and too many things going on here. Okay, So I truly don't do a whole lot of design work in Design Space. I know that a lot of people do. So if you're trying to like do welds and all that jazz in Cricut Design Space, then maybe Unite would be for you. For me personally, I do a lot of design work in other places. And then I just use like Cricut to do small little tweaks like what we've done today. Um, and then I just move forward. So some people like to create like their own custom SVG files, all like within Cricut Design Space. And I'm like, woof, that's wild to me. I just learned something new. Yay! So glad you learned something new. That's wonderful. I love hearing that. What else? We're waiting for this to get done cutting. So I got time to answer all these questions. Um, Sue, you love the way I teach. Yay! I love hearing that. Thank you so much. Honestly, when I first started doing YouTube and making my own crafting tutorials and stuff like that, I was like, do people even like the way that I teach? Is that even something that is going to be interesting to people? So it really does like melt my heart. You're like, I like the way you teach. I'm like, thank goodness. Um, let's see. I don't, because you can't save it in case you want to do the same design for sublimation or something else. See, for me, I just like the one thing that I have an issue with when it comes to Cricut is that you can't save your own SVG files, which is why I do all of my design work. Sorry. I was like, I just looked at myself and my mic was gone. It's why I do all my design work in a different software, just because I can save my own SVG files and I can use them. You can see that I have this like little X tool that's right here. I have a bunch of different machines that I use throughout like all of my crafting that I hate being stuck into one software. So I like to be able to like use them in other places. Is the Cricut. You can see that my Cricut is like cutting and then hiccuping and then stopping, but we're at 82%. So we are almost done. Okay. And I don't know if you heard, but my X Tool mini press is done heating up. It's green, so it's ready to go. Let's see. Almost forgot about this. I got on early and then I got busy. So glad to see you, Ashley. Glad to see that that they are letting you on your own. I know Tanner must trust me enough not to like mess it up too hardcore. Because he finally is like, all right, you get to go by yourself. I'm like, all right, let's do it. So we did talk about it we got this week, it's every other week. So this week we are creating the koozie. Next week is going, or not next week, the week after next. So every other week. In 2 weeks, we're going to do something else that's a lot of fun. I don't know if I'm allowed to sneak peek that. There wasn't a whole lot of, I didn't get a whole lot of direction. But in 2 weeks, we're creating something. And then in 2 weeks after that, we're doing something else. So I'm just saying. You got at least 2 more of me. So if you're like, I don't really like her, that's fine. I got 2 more weeks and then that's it. Or 2 more, 2 more lives for right now. You never know what's going to happen. Okay. So the Cricut is done cutting. So we are going to just take it out and eject it. Rochelle, I love the way you teach. Don't take this a bad way, but I had bad ADD and ADHD, and I can 100% follow your teaching without getting bored. Yes, that makes me so happy. That's good. I mean, it's not good that you have bad ADHD, but like my husband also does too. So, he seems to learn good for me. So maybe I teach because I'm always like trying to help my husband. I don't know. You know what I mean? Okay. So what we're going to do is we are done doing the cuts. Yay! All right, we're going to go over here and I'm going to clean off my desk a little bit. Move this too. Okay. Here is your HTV and we are just going to cut this out. Do not cut your decal. So it's going to be hard to see, but we're just going to cut our HTV decal out. Again, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. But there's, right there. Do you see that? The light's picking it up. You can see the font right there. Just cut around it. Don't cut the actual font. Hard stuff. Okay. I know that Tanner likes to weed on his mat. However, I have one of these magnetic mats. I think they are absolutely the coolest things in the world. Okay. See how like these magnets just like stuck. Okay. Hold. Had no idea you were on here. I normally watch your channel, saw you were live and clicked on it. Then only after I clicked on it did I realize I wasn't on your channel. That is, you're probably like, what is going on here? Yay. Okay. So I am going to, when I weed, I like to weed on my magnetic mat. Okay. These are the glass from Glassboard Studio. I have two of them, one right here, and then you can kind of see my other one that's right here. Love both of these. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start in the corner. Oh, this weeding tool pick stinks. This is a Cricut weeding tool pick and it is not good. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. Got a little weeding pick pen. This is better. Okay, I'm just going to start it in the corner and I'm going to take my magnet. I'm just going to press it down onto, if you've never played with HTV before, there's two layers, okay? There is the vinyl layer and then there's this clear layer. I just put my magnet on my clear layer, okay? And then I'm just going to weed a little bit. You can see that it's starting to come up. All my letters are staying down. Let me move this. Okay. You see that all the letters are staying down? All right. So then we're going to just weed a little bit. Boop, boop. Awesome. Okay. Then when I got my two corners, I'm going to just hold it like this, and then I'm just going to pull. Oop. There we go. All right. I'm going to have to concentrate. So I cannot concentrate and do things at the same time. Unfortunately, that is something that I struggle with. But I'm just going to do all the big pieces right now. And then we'll come back and we'll do the inner circles of like the eyes and stuff. Or like the O. Okay. All right. So this right here is garbage. Okay. We don't want that. Welcome to crafting with me. I throw everything on the ground and I just pick it up later. Okay. I love weeding HTV. Denise, can you come to my house? Because I do not love weeding HTV. It is not for me. Okay. So we have the big piece weeded out, everything weeded out wonderfully. Okay. But we do have to go in there. We clearly have to weed out the insides of the O, the P, and inside the dog face. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your weeding tool pick and you're going to weed out. So weed out the things you do not want. Just like in the garden, we don't want weeds in our garden. We want to take them out. So you're going to weed out the things you do not want inside your letters. Weed it out. Who wants to come to my house and just weed vinyl? Everyone that wants to come weed vinyl, you're more than welcome to come. And you know what's crazy here? As I have to tell you that Tanner and friends, Lauren included, and Courtney, they all know that I do not like weeding vinyl. How is it that they assigned me a vinyl project on my very first live with you? They were really testing me here. They're like, oh, if she wants to do lives over here, we're going to give her her hardest project. I'm telling you, friends, the next two projects that we have lined up for me in the next coming weeks, there does not involve vinyl, and they are going to be so good. They're like right up my alley. They really are. Okay. Awesome. So we got this. And let's go here. And we're going to go on the inside. And we're just going to weed them out. And I'm telling you right now, everything is weeding out so good. Just by adding in the bit of offset is making this project so cute and good and easy to weed. I have to tell you. This is so nice. Take this from somebody that cannot stand any type of vinyl crafting. If you are like me and you don't like to weed vinyl, adding that little offset into your project during the design process was key. Okay. And there's going to be some small little detail pieces that I need to pull up. Ouch, I just poked myself. Okay, I only got a couple more little pieces and then I'm going to be done and I'll be able to show you what it looks like. Whew. Almost done. Awesome. You ready for this? 1, 2, 3. Ta-da! Look at that. I'm happy. I'm happy. Woohoo! I'm glad to see other people also crafting tops. I used to use you as an example, my husband, to prove it wasn't just me who does it, right? No, seriously. I just throw everything on the ground. When I'm crafting, there's other things that I am busy with, like actually creating things. I'll just clean later or clean on Fridays. I like to make my craft room dirty as possible, and then on Fridays I come in here and clean. But look at that cute little Frenchie bulldog. It's perfect. Okay. So the easiest part of today is going to be pressing this. I want to show you how easy it is. Like this right here, so easy to press. So I'm just going to put this on. Oop, make sure that there's no unwanted HTV. I had some unwanted HTV on that corner. It's gone. Okay. I'm going to line this up on my koozie. Let me see. Okay. This looks fabulous. Now I'm going to take my heated up heat press and do you see that HTV piece that's like right there? Go away. Go away. All right. Okay. So we are good. Committed. Nope. I got an unwanted piece right here too. I'm using you, I promise. Okay. Right. I'm just trying to get all the unwanted HTV off of my project because I don't want anything on there. I don't want. HTV is permanent, so we want to make sure that we don't have anything we don't want on there. Awesome. Okay. Now I think we're good. Looks good. I have it lined up just like this. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to take my heat press and I'm just going to just press it just a little bit. You want to make sure you get all your sides down. Oh, jam it. I got a piece that I didn't want on there, but that's fine. Okay, we're just going to press it down a little bit. And you see, now we're going to tear or peel the clear plastic sheeting up. And there you have it. Look at that. It's perfect. It's so perfect. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Mini presses are so convenient. I have to tell you, if there is one thing that you have to have in your craft room, this right here is my most utilized small little tool ever. Mine is an X Tool brand. A off-branded one will do you just fine. A Cricut one will do you just fine. Get yourself one of these small little mini heat presses. I'm telling you, I use this far more than I use my big heat press. So one thing that you can grab that I strongly suggest if you don't have is going to be this mini press. But like, come on now, look at that. So if you have HTV, definitely something. You tried to get that little unwanted piece, I know, and it's still there, but that's fine. But this right here looks so good. Let me take it out from this can. Hold on. I put my Diet Coke in there, and then look at that. Come on. Oh my goodness. So cute and results fabulous. We are happy with this. I mean, come on. Do we love it? So cute. So you could definitely do this in many different colors if you wanted to. Oh, I forgot. If you should probably use a matte press. Clearly, I did not use my matte press, so apparently we don't need this today because I didn't use it. But you can create this project multiple different colors with HTV. This one right here only has the dog. We had this one right here that has the dog with the bottoms up on top. It was a group decision that we decided to do the bottoms up on top and the name down at the bottom, but you could have done all three of them. So the world's really your oyster. I mean, there's definitely many possibilities that you can do with this. If you did see somebody up there in the comments that I was trying to read, somebody, was it Sue that got your laser? Feel like someone just said they got your laser. Fun little thing that you could do with the SVG file that we created is that you could use your laser to engrave it on like a jewelry blank, if you will, even on like a sign. So there is a lot of things that we could have done with that SVG file, which is wonderful. All right. Anyone have any questions at all? Got like a couple minutes? You got any questions, follow-up questions and stuff like that? Oh, also, shout out to the mini heat press. This thing right here is the truest rock star of today. Most utilized, underpaid tool that I have in my craft room is this thing. Fun fact, if you are a cardstock crafter, I use HTV. I know, news. I don't like HTV, but I do use HTV on cardstock, glitter cardstock, plain cardstock, whatever, for like layering letters, like small little letters. To try and glue that with cardstock probably be a nightmare. So that is the something that I do is glue HTV to cardstock for like lettering purposes. So yes. Let's see here. Love the blank koozies are a must to keep on hand for a crafter. No, absolutely. And these ones right here, I just want you to know that the ones that are linked in the description are sublimation capable. So if you have a sublimation printer, you can also do a sublimation. So someone had asked, do I have a link for the glass mat? So let me get that real quick. I don't know if I still have it or not. Let me try and pull it up. Yep, right here. I think that's the only thing that isn't in the description is that. So I'll just drop that here for you. Not to mention they work great for collars and little ironing spots. I mean, it really just works. It works for all the things. Even if you wanted to iron your shirt, I'm just saying. I have like come in here. I'm like, oh, I have like a little wrinkle. Let me just plug this in, and it like heats up really fast. Then you can iron. Look, you can just like iron your shirts. Just saying. The little thing is so great. And it doesn't have to be the Expo brand. All the brands all work the same. Just grab yourself one. For the longest time, I had a brand called Dudum, and it was like the cheapest one that I can find on Amazon, and it worked wonderful. The only reason why I have this one versus the Dudum is that it got a little bit bigger. So I replaced it with this one. But all right, y'all, I sure hope you had so much fun with me today. And guess what? You get to see me in 2 weeks again, where we're going to create something even more fun than today. And the only reason why I say even more fun is because it doesn't include vinyl or HTV. And I'm so excited to share that to you. So I will see you back here in 2 weeks, same time, same channel. Maker's Gonna Learn. I'll see you later. Bye.